Minecraft used to be a lot simpler, and many people still play on old versions because they prefer it that way, not to mention the nostalgia. But at the same time, older versions of Minecraft were really restrictive. You just couldn't do as many things. But almost exactly 10 years ago, that all started to change, with one update that drastically modernized the way we play Minecraft.
On March 13th, 2013, Mojang released Minecraft 1.5, the Redstone update. Adding a whopping 11 new Redstone components, it was by far the most they've ever added in a single update, and probably the most they ever will. We got the sucky things, we got the spitty things, and we got the confusing thing. And you know what? There's too many things to list, so purple, edit them in. Purple. That's just a hopper. Where's everything else?
Well, I'm starting with hoppers. Deal with it.
Man, what the hell?
So before hoppers were a thing, automatic farms didn't really exist. Sure, you could make a farm and it would pump out items without any player interaction, but it would just dump them on the floor and leave them there. So unless you routinely visited all your farms to pick up the items, they would of course despawn. The player was still tethered to the farm because there was nothing that could simply pick up your items and put them in a chest for you. So when hoppers were eventually added, it was revolutionary. With items not being wasted anymore, we started seeing ridiculously optimized farms that pushed the game to its absolute limits, producing items as fast as is theoretically possible. But even if you know nothing about Redstone, hoppers are still a very important part of Minecraft, since they can do repetitive tasks for you, like taking your items out of a furnace or emptying your composter.
But the hopper did far more than just pick up items. It could sort them, it could cook large amounts of food and smelt lots of ore, brew your uncle's moonshine, and count the heat death of the universe. And also it gave us one of the most powerful and stupid duplication glitches in Minecraft history, but we're not going to talk about that. In combination with droppers and comparators, item transportation had never been easier. Some people were even clever enough to make items teleport large distances.
And speaking of teleporting, 1.5 also introduced zero ticks, where a sticky piston can teleport a block forwards instantly. Though this wasn't an intended feature. It was a side effect of Mojang trying to make Redstone work more reliably, but we're including it anyway, because this happy accident gave us long-range instant redstone wire, which we did have before 1.5, but it was really scuffed. Zero ticks also gave us block teleporters, absurdly fast piston doors, fast flying machines, fast redstone computers, and now even player teleportation. However, none of those would have been possible without the redstone block.
Before the redstone block, we didn't have a movable power source. Instead, we had to move a detector rail underneath a minecart, which needed another support block underneath it. Like, seriously, Purple, what the hell is this? Imagine trying to make a flying machine out of 3 million minecarts. That would lag the hell out of your game. And remember, computers weren't nearly as powerful back in 2013. And speaking of computers, I will now shoehorn a transition into talking about comparators again.
Yes, the comparator. Or, as most people like to call it, the most confusing block in all of Minecraft. But guys, it's really quite simple. It reads items, compares numbers, subtracts numbers, and well, that's about it really. But this one simple block revolutionized the world of computational redstone. Back in ye old days, Minecraft computers were literally just redstone dust and torches, so even the simplest computer parts took up a lot of space, and they could only work in binary, with ones and zeros. But with a comparator, they can now work with hexadecimal numbers, 0 to 15. And the redstone circuitry dramatically shrunk in size, leading to the creation of ever more powerful and sophisticated Minecraft computers, like this paint program made by MatBatWings and Sloime, and this generalized computer made by Sammy Yuri that can literally run Minecraft in Minecraft. Comparators are so good that even 10 years later, with very few changes made to them, they are still one of the dominant components in computational redstone.
Among all the new features in this update, something people overlook is how it made redstone way more stable. Before 1.5, we had crazy randomized redstone. God, imagine living with that in the year 2023. Oh my god, couldn't be me. Although pistons always had QC, you'd have to use lamps or fence gates to update them. But in 1.5, pistons can now update each other, a feature that would find itself in every piston door made since then.
One thing I do miss about the old pistons was that you could make them do a wave when they retracted, which led to some very interesting redstone designs, like this up and down elevator made by Phil's Minecraft. It used normal redstone redstone to make the elevator take you up, and then it used the piston wave to make the elevator go down. I am sad that it's gone, but then again, what we got in its place was overall way better.
Yeah, Purple's just being old and sad and wants his archaic redstone back. Anyways, dispensers also got buffed, now being able to face in all 6 directions, and dispense new things like TNT, bone meal, flint and steel, and armor. This led to a lot of new farms being possible since now we can automate the growth of crops.
And the new droppers simplified a lot of redstone circuits. They could be used to toggle things on and off, they could be used to make simple redstone counters, and they could even be used to make random number generators, which was way better than what we had before 1.5, because those randomizers relied on mobs walking around aimlessly, the direction that an item would drop, or some other weird use of Minecraft physics. And in combination with hoppers, droppers could make short pulses and send redstone signals directly underneath other redstone wires, which meant that redstone began drastically shrinking in size. This was the smallest 5x5 door in 1.4.7, and this was the smallest 5x5 door after 1.5 came out. But it wasn't all redstone changes. Who could forget the most amazing addition in this update? Quartz.
This video is sponsored by Quartz. Are you tired of using dirty blocks like iron, sandstone, or white wool? Well, introducing the Quartz block, the whitest block in Minecraft. Look at its cleanliness and sheen. Truly the finest craftsmanship in all of Minecraftia. Found in the deep depths of hell, this shiny new wonder material can craft your comparators. It can craft your daylight sensors. It can do it all. But wait, there's more. It comes in a wide range of colors like block, pillar, chiseled, stair, and slab. Update to 1.5 today, and you'll get the second Quartz block free.
Terms and conditions apply. Must be using a fortune-free pickaxe to be eligible for free quartz. We are not responsible for any harm you may experience in the nether. Check the lid for nutritional information. Batteries not included.
Then we got everyone's favorite way to kill other players and end friendships, the TNT minecart. This thing took trolling and griefing in Minecraft to a whole new level, since unlike boring normal TNT that needed lots of space to make a big enough explosion and took an agonizing 4 seconds to explode, you could put unlimited TNT minecarts all in the same space, or at least as many as your computer could handle. And then you could have all of them explode on your friend instantly. Epic explosion transition.
Yeah, anyways, here's some honorable mentions for stuff that was added in 1.5 but never used in the way it was intended. Daylight sensors were never really used to detect day and night, but a few versions later, people did use the inverted mode to trigger a command block to get rid of the rain, which you don't have to do anymore, since you can just type one command and it will get rid of rain forever. Now they're only really used to look like solar panels on rooftops, and they're sometimes used by technical Minecrafters because they have a unique hitbox size. 1.5 also gave us trapped chests, but everyone knows they're way too obvious to be an actual trap, so they were only ever used to put double chests next to each other, back when you couldn't do that with regular chests. And now they're only really used to redirect redstone dust. And spawner minecarts? Do we even need to mention these? But anyway, 1.5 was the biggest redstone update we've ever had. Ever since then, new redstone has only come 1 or 2 blocks at a time. Some of it was useful, but the rest of it was kinda gimmicky. But we'll talk about that more over on Crafty's channel.